The Battlefields of America. Poem, spoken word by soul, July 16, 2009. The Battlefields of America. I live in 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 the battlefields of America. My younger sister, who I loved, cherished, was my best friend born on Valentine's Day. I was 5 years old when she was delivered at home. I felt since I had to help. My father was at work and we had no car, no phone for my mother. My father was at work with the car, no phone. I delivered my little sister. And the sheriff said, your sister isn't here anymore. What? You have to be joking. This is a horrible joke to be told by the sheriff. She was found in a garbage dumpster shed the day before Easter Day. But I get the call on Easter instead of the Easter basket, the chocolates, the sweets, the ham, the mashed potatoes and yams that my mother used to cook. I'm told by the Alameda sheriff, my younger sister is dead. In the battlefields of America. I live in the battlefields of America. I live in the battlefields of America. The battlefields of America, I live. That was my gift on Easter Day, April 11, 2009. And as I walked July 16, 2009, I wonder, in the battlefields of America, how I got the call on July 6th. Not even a call, a text message, that my best friend had died July 6th, almost 3 months after my little sister. In the battlefields of America, I live. I live in the battlefields of America. I live in the battlefields of America. She had a heart attack. She was in between the ages of my mother and me. She was my mother's best friend and my best friend. My little sister Valerie, my best friend. Raven, my spiritual advisor, dead. In the battlefields of America. How much more mourning must we have? July 16th, walking up the docks for my boat. Where I live, I'm blessed. To be on the water, to ground, to heal, to pray before I hit the land. In the battlefields of America. To be in the front lines for the people. I live in the battlefields of America. I live in the battlefields of America. I live in the battlefields of America as I walked up the docks on July 16th yesterday. Actually, July 15th yesterday. As I walk up the docks, I hear pop, bang, pop, bang. On the fifth one, as I walked by a man, I said, that's not fireworks, that's gunshots. These are gunshots. And as I continued to walk, I counted 6, 7, 8. When I got to 25, I quit counting. The news said there were 24. I counted 25 in the battlefields of America. In the battlefields of America. I live in the battlefields of America. It was on 16th Street in Oakland. Do I dare say the city? So they won't come and spend their money. So they don't come and look at us if we're truly a battlefield in America. Right up the street, a few blocks. It was less than 2 blocks away. Because I live in the battlefields of America. I live in the battlefields of America. I live in the battlefields of America. As I walked, I thought of all the children, women and men who live in war around the world. I know in the battlefields of America what it feels like to hear the pop, pop, crack, crack of gunshots firing in the wind, and then the helicopters come, and that's all you hear for hours, and sirens, and ambulance, and fire trucks. Who is it this time? Did a citizen, did a police officer? Did a police officer kill another citizen? Did a citizen kill another police officer? What is it? In the battlefields of America. I live in the battlefields of America. I live in the battlefields of America. I live in the battlefields of America. And as I had to go to the crime scene twice when my sister was found dead, the smell stayed on me for weeks. I couldn't eat for a month, let alone sleep. I asked my doctor, I can't sleep. I never had nightmares, even as a child. I can't, and I have them now. I have flashbacks of that scene, of the crime scene where my little sister was found in the battlefields of America. And he said, "Soul, you have PTSD." I go, really? Post-traumatic stress disorder? Here I've been fighting with my affinity group for the soldiers for the last 7.5 years. In the epidemic of GI suicide in the battlefields of America, now I guess the universe felt I must feel more of what they must feel. A fraction in the battlefields of America. In the battlefields of America. In the battlefields of America. I call it post-traumatic stress syndrome. A symptom for more. War in the battlefields of America. In the inner cities. A symptom for more around the world our soldiers have to sleep with. I know somewhat of how that feels. Because I live in the battlefields of America. Pop, crack, crack, crack. There goes gunshots. Pop, pop, crack, crack. There goes gunshots. Pop, pop, crack, crack. There goes gunshots in the battlefields of America. I live in the battlefields of America. In the space that I've chosen to live, I must love everyone. If the police officer killed a citizen, of course, I love my brothers and sisters. Of course I mourn. If a citizen killed a police officer, of course I mourn. Because in the space I've chosen to live in, I must love everyone. Because of the space I've chosen to live in, I must love everyone. Because I live in the battlefields of America. I live in deep mourning. I live in great joy. But I still hear the birds singing every morning. See the sun cracking, coming through the clouds. I will still stop and smell and touch the flowers. Because I know that in the battlefields of America, that there is no more. And there is more good than dark. There is. What do you think keeps me going? In the battlefields of America, I choose to be a light. How unheard of? No. There are many of us. I live in the battlefields of America. I live in the battlefields of America. I live in the battlefields of America. Or do I?